Hello everybody, today's episode is going to be slightly different because I wanted to dedicate a whole episode to this one specific thing that we've been working very hard on here on the Calf of Man, and that is the allotment, which is just behind me here. And I'm really excited to talk to you about this today because I feel like there's been quite a lot of updates and I just wanted to compile everything into this one episode. So when we first got here in March, the allotment was really overgrown. It hadn't been used in a few years. Different wardens come on and they have different priorities. Some want to do the allotment, others may not. So like I said, we had a lot of clearing to do because it hadn't been used recently. But we do know from stories and pictures that the allotment has been incredibly abundant before and really successful. So we know it's possible to grow lots of things here, despite the challenges of obviously being a remote island, which I will come on to very soon. I'm also very grateful to have Mike with me this year, who is incredibly green-fingered and has been gardening for longer than I've been alive. Sorry, Mike. So as you can see, we did quite a lot of work clearing the grass and the brambles to make space for our lovely beds. We also cleared the surrounding area in the back garden to tidy it up a bit. And we now have lots of burning material for when we can have autumn bonfires once the nesting season has ended. The garden has these little walled areas which were also full of bits and bobs that we sorted. We set up a water storage area in the corner by using the outdoor privy or toilet. We made a roof, attached some guttering and funneled it into some old IBC containers that were laying around. So by collecting rainwater, we now have water to use specifically for the allotment without using our precious drinking water supplies. We have also started sowing our seeds. And we've got things like potatoes, beetroot, lettuce leaves, courgette, squash, peas, mange tout. The majority of us here are vegetarians, so we rely on fruit and vegetables really for our diet. The thing is with living where we are is that we don't have any shops, there are no pubs, there are no places to get food, so our food comes by boat every week. So having our own resources here that we can pick fresh is going to be, it's just going to make such a big difference. So some other challenges of living on a remote island in terms of growing our own vegetables is the weather. So not only does it affect our boats, but it also affects our growing. So a recent project was to build a lean-to greenhouse in this area of the garden because it captures the sun.
Here on the Calf, we have a problem with cold winds. And in order to provide some protection for our plants, particularly tomatoes, we're going to build a cold frame using the shell of this old outhouse. And we're going to put a frame across the top with plastic sheeting and a frame down the front, and it's south-facing aspect, so hopefully we'll have a bumper harvest in a few months' time.
We started off by making the frames for our panels. We added in some corner struts for extra support. Nice. Attached the plastic sheeting and secured the panels onto the frame, which were attached to the existing walled structure. So this was the before and the after. And our plants settling into their new home. And we have loads of slugs and snails and rabbits as well. So everything is rabbit proofed. I believe that there didn't used to be snails. Like looking back at the records, they weren't a native species here. They've obviously been brought over as people have brought over plants. We've got loads of snails and slugs, which is quite a big problem.
So despite the challenges and cold weather, things have been growing, slowly but growing, and the allotment has taken shape.
The first vegetable picked from our allotment! Ta-da! So you just snip them at the stalk?
Yeah, just
That is very mustardy. Is that mustard?
That's quite interesting.
Very happy with this.
We paired our freshly picked produce with some homemade bread. The colour and taste, wow, it really is the small and simple things that make such a difference, and the hard work has paid off. It is such a treat eating our own homegrown food. As you can see, the weather has not been on our side. It does not feel like we're nearly in July, and our subtropical plants like tomatoes and peppers are struggling. Our tomatoes have flowered, but we're still a month or so away from actually harvesting any tomatoes, sadly. But we're not going to give up, and we're going to enjoy the produce that we are able to harvest at the moment.
So thank you all for watching this episode. I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit more about life on the calf, what we've been up to recently, and obviously looking at our lovely allotment. We're both very proud of it. If you do have any sort of top tips or any questions, then please do pop them in the comments below, and I will see you all next time.